Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jam'a Mubarak, inshallah. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Al-Isra wal Mi'raj. First of all, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him that opportunity to go on Al-Isra wal Mi'raj, it's because he really needed it. His wife had passed away that year. His uncle, who had been supporting him the whole time, passed away that year. So he was going through so much of a hard time that he needed that break and that such a trip. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Jibreel that night to take Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the journey of Al-Isra wal Mi'raj. And through it he met Al-Anbiya, he got to see parts of Jannah. He met his father, he saw Adam alayhi salam, he's seen Isa alayhi salam, he's seen Ibrahim alayhi salam. So it was kind of like a spiritual lift that he really needed. And not just that, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way is telling him that if Quraysh is giving you a hard time, no need to worry, because what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for you and your ummah is far more worth than the struggles and the battles that you're facing right now. During the trip, Jibreel, as I said, he was with him the whole time, but it got to one point that Jibreel alayhi salam, he said, I cannot go any further than this, and now you are about to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you're going to be on your own from this point on. And Jibreel alayhi salam, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had asked Jibreel alayhi salam to join him. And imagine, you've had somebody that has been a friend throughout a whole journey, and then when you guys are coming so close to your final destination, he's going to walk out on you and he's going to be like, sorry, but you're on your own. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had described Jibreel alayhi salam. He said that at that point, Jibreel alayhi salam was so humble, and Jibreel is the angel that has 600 wings. He's huge, he's humongous, to the point that if he was to spread one wing, it would cover the distance from the east to the west. And he said that at that point, he said, عند سدرة المنتهى, he said he was so humble and so broken down and tiny, to the point that he was described as the silk that gets really old. When you have silk that's been worn out, it's like really weak. And that's out of his humbleness, Jibreel's humbleness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because he got that close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But he told him, from this point on, I cannot go further because I'm limited. But you're Allah's guest. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam walked in onto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam walked in, he said, At-tahiyyatu lillah wa salawatu wa tayyibat. This is the greeting that we recite in every salah, in tashahhud, At-tahiyyatu lillah wa salawatu wa tayyibat. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after he said that, after he greeted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied back by saying, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiy wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And at that point, the angels said, Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillah salihin, because we know that there are the angels that they carry the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there are angels that are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the angel said, Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillah salihin. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so the conversation that's taking place between Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah asks Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه. And subhanAllah, these are the beautiful verses of the ending of Surah Al-Baqarah. So Allah is asking Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, he replies, yes, والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله. Subhanallah, that's such an honor. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even though he had a few followers at that point, because it was in the early days of Mecca, so he didn't have that many followers. So he said, آمن قال اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. He said, والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته ورسله. So subhanallah, that goes out to all the believers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had chosen us to be amongst the believers. It's such an honor, to be included with those that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ. He was so proud, subhanallah, that he had followers. It's like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him with a message, and he's like, these are the only people that are following me, yet he's so proud of them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala later on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribes the salawat on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which are the 5 prayers a day. And that shows us the importance of salah. Every command that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set down, He would reveal it to Rasulullah sallallahu through Jibreel. So whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to command something, He would send Jibreel down to Muhammad sallallahu and He would tell him that Allah is commanding you to do this or do that. But the only commandment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had to prescribe it to Rasulullah sallallahu up in the heavens and the skies was the salah. So that, subhanAllah, that shows us the importance of salah, that, you know what, it has such a high rank and status to the point that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had to raise Rasulullah sallallahu to the heavens and meet him in person and give him this command in person. And we also know that salah in Arabic, it's from sila. The root word of it is sila, which means connection. So every day, 5 times a day, you get to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through your salah. So that's just a small reminder, inshallah, for myself and for you as well. And one more thing before I conclude was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam able to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during that meeting? And Aisha radiallahu anha, she also asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that same question: were you able to see Allah? And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his reply was Nurun anna urah, or kama qala sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which means that he was so overcome by the light, the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he was not able to actually physically see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But inshallah, in Jannah we'll all get that opportunity, inshallah, when the day comes in the hereafter and we enter Jannah. We get to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's beautiful face. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. And if I had made any mistakes, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us for our shortcomings. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.